When I became an actor, I never fantasized about playing James Bond. As a kid, yeah. But that was being James Bond, that was something else.
Welcome to Being James Bond, the longest-running James Bond podcast in the world.
The name's called James Bond.
Boy, did we get some cool things from 007 First Light this weekend, and it was enough to drag yours truly out of hibernation. Well, welcome to Being James Bond. I am your good buddy, head of section, and yeah, it's been a while. I have not posted anything since Christmas, and wow, we are well into the second third of April, so it's been a while. Spring is here. Apologies as always. I am definitely known to take little leaves of absences here and there when things get crazy, and the last few months definitely been crazy. I foresee the next few months being also crazy, but I will definitely try to chime in as things happen. And yeah, the things this weekend were pretty cool. And incidentally, I had something else this weekend, which I'll talk about. Thank you to all those who came out to the Ringwood Public Library for a talk on Being James Bond Volumes 1 and 2. What the heck is this? Well, let me tell you. So, long story short, being James Bond, you know, that's kind of my secret identity. In real life, my day-to-day, you know, I don't talk about this very often. This is sort of my secret world that I fall into, that I absolutely adore. And once in a while, you know, people that kind of live nearby in my town, in my community, will get wind that I've written a book, and they kind of perk up. And well, someone recently in one of the associations that I'm involved with found this out and asked if I would give a talk at our local library that likes to highlight local writers. And so I'll be brutally honest, I was a little squeamish because, again, it's one thing to go to an event where I know that my Bond people are going to be at. You know, if the room is filled with Bond fans, I feel right at home and the conversation flows easily. This was different. This was talking to very local people, you know, about the idea of putting a book together, regardless of the subject matter, etc. So, and I never mentioned it. I didn't advertise it on my channel at all because I didn't want to have people feel compelled to get out here for this. This was not an event. This was a small thing. But a few people did. A few people, somebody in the Bond community got a hold of it, which I was shocked because I honestly didn't know. How did he possibly find out about this? I didn't mention it, but you know, I guess Google does wonders. So yeah, a few people that live nearby were kind enough to come out to this, but it was pretty local. And again, it was a short talk. It was fun, and you know, that was it. So thank you to the people who showed up for this one. That was extremely kind.
Run into the sunlight.
So what else is going on? So two things happened this past weekend. So first, it was the song First Light by Lana Del Rey that was dropped, which is the theme song for the upcoming video game 007 First Light. I'm finding, you know, it's funny. Of course, like, everybody quickly wants to know, you know, what do you think of this? And I'm finding I probably should make it a rule. Don't listen to the song until you hear it in the context of the film, or in this case, the game, or at least the imagery with the game. So I heard the song and I thought it was, you know, it was a solid okay. And it seemed to follow suit in the last few go-arounds. Like, we've kind of moved into, I think ever since Skyfall, we've sort of stayed in the quiet, thoughtful ballads, you know, the slow, emotional songs, not the pulse-pounding things that, I mean, this is hardly You Know My Name, you know, this is something else entirely. I thought this was sort of more in line with Billie Eilish's take for No Time to Die. So, you know, immediately it didn't, you know, I downloaded it right away, bought it. It went right into my 007 music mix, and, you know, listened to it a couple times, and I like it. I like it just fine. But then I watched the the next thing that came out was the opening credits for the game, the graphics, and again follow suit with the films, which is wonderful. And I felt that I liked the song much better in the context of seeing it on screen with the visuals. And so yeah, I think the song is great, which of course leads me into the opening credits. And one thing I notice about the credits lately, and I see this in the films, and again, the game is following suit with sort of where we are in terms of the films. And the thing I keep going back to is, you know, we've come so far, and I think it's mostly a good thing, but from the days of Morris Binder, I feel like, from the 80s, pretty much, I should say pretty much since the time of Dr. No, the opening credits were these amazing visuals that didn't really, how do I say this? They were so abstract, a lot of silhouettes, a lot of colors, things moving around. They weren't very literal. They weren't very grounded in real life. And I think that once we moved on to the Daniel Kleinman era in GoldenEye, which I think is wonderful, by the way. I think Daniel Kleinman was such kind of the same way that David Arnold was one of the few people that I think could follow in the footsteps of John Barry. I think Daniel Kleinman was the perfect choice to follow Morris Binder in this respect. But Kleinman was able to do more things. The technology had sort of caught up, and there was a lot more playroom, and he was able to grab some more realistic imagery when he wanted to. I think we're getting to the point where we're getting almost too literal. Like, there's a great shot. Like, again, I love the title sequence that we're getting here. Let me just be clear about that. And by the way, as I'm doing this, Dave Zaritsky has just posted his reaction literally 20 minutes ago. So, and I haven't watched it yet, so I haven't been tainted. I've seen Calvin's been working around the clock trying to keep up with the announcements lately, and he's been doing a spectacular job. And honestly, I think nobody does it like Calvin does. Absolutely amazing. So anyway, I love the title sequence. I love so much about it. It's very interesting, and again, I love that for something that is, I'm making finger quotes as I say this, for something that is just a video game, I love how much effort goes into making such a wonderful, polished piece of content. It's so good. I mean, it looks just like the titles of the Bond films right now. I mean, I feel like there's almost no difference here. Nothing about this says video game to me. I mean, it's so cinematic. It's really wonderful. All of the imagery is great. There's the thing that sort of pops into my head is that, like, there's a shot of sort of a giant chess piece, and it looks like a missile is hitting it, so it's blowing up. It kind of looks like it's trying to look like something that could happen in the film. Like, it's a real life thing. It's very grounded. That's the thing that I sort of notice about this. So, and again, it's not to its detriment. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. I'm just sort of like, it's an observation, and I'm kind of going like, so, and basically to go full circle, I'm saying to myself, maybe I do kind of miss a little bit of the abstractness that came with the Morris Binder era. Not saying I want to go back in time or undo a lot of the things that we've sort of gotten over the years. But again, I wonder if I would like to see just a tiny bit more of that dropped in. I know for No Time to Die, they had the nice touch of the dots that looked like they were the dots in the same color scheme as Dr. No. And incidentally, I see the dot matrix formation sort of showing up here again, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, it's all really good. I really can't. I'm sort of marveling at just how amazing this is. I mean, honestly, we've come so far from the honestly, again, I'm going back to early. I'm going to show my age. I I'm probably old enough to know. I was probably alive when Pong came out. Video games for me were like, dropping quarters and playing Donkey Kong when I was a teenager. So I'm really showing my age with this. So I just like I said, I just kind of marvel at all this stuff, and it's crazy. We are. I've seen some of the AI videos that are coming out now, and they're just mind blowing. I see some really interesting things coming out. I feel like if I had the time, I would love to learn that more and start doing, a couple maybe little AI videos, like kind of alternate Bond universe kind of stuff. But anyway, that's for another day. I'm already too busy to do a 5-minute podcast. Not going to be making any AI movies anytime soon. But anyway, that was my take on it. I thought it was great. Again, the song is great. I did find a couple of the lyrics, and this was a thing too, and I should have said this earlier. When I said, I should have waited to watch it in the context of the title sequence. I think watching it with the little subtitles, the video that I watched originally, the first thing I watched, had the actual lyrics showing up on the screen, and I kind of thought like maybe they're making me too conscious of the lyrics, because it made me aware of the fact that she's saying, are you ready to play? Something about living your life like a game, like Bond. Kept saying, are you gonna play? Are you ready to play? And I was like, okay, I get it that this is a video game, and I get it that this is supposed to be fun and light, and it's not, we're taking this little tongue in cheek, but again, I almost felt like, did Lana Del Rey, was she almost, shortchanged because she's doing a song for a game and now sort of has to sort of play to that? So yeah, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's again just an observation, not a criticism. Honestly, on my Bond playlist, I think I have all of the songs that have been made for video games in there, and some are spectacular. I love all of them. So yeah, I mean, and again, to me, they're part of the Bond canon, just like everything else. Kind of sitting there with Raymond Benson's books and next to the films and things like that. So all good stuff. So yeah, it's getting exciting. We're finally getting some Bond stuff to really enjoy and get excited over. So it's a good thing. And yeah, I guess it's not going to be too long before I'm out buying another console, which I don't even want to tell you how long. I mean, put it this way. I think the last game I actually bought and played was Bloodstone. It was, the Quantum of Solace game was just before that. That was the one that I really had fun with. Probably the most fun I had, probably in a while. I mean, honestly, I remember, obviously like everybody else, I was up all night long playing GoldenEye until I couldn't see straight. Best first-person shooter of all time. And, it probably took me a while before I got really into another game, and I think Quantum did that. I found myself playing that one a lot. Really enjoyed that one, the multiplayer of that. So, and just after that was Bloodstone, and I liked it okay, but I didn't like it quite as much as Quantum. So yeah, it's been a while since I have played a video game. Really sat down and tried to get through a whole game. So yeah, this will be interesting to see how that goes. I guess that's it. Again, sorry it's been so long since I've been around. Kind of excited to be talking to everyone again. I think if I'm being honest, the next few months for me are going to be a little crazy. That my time has been so stretched thin that I haven't had a lot of time to do fun things, and I think that's going to go on for a little longer. But really hoping to sort of move past that and get to a time where I can sort of take a breath again, and again do more podcasts and do more fun stuff. I feel like I spent all of last year trying to get the 2 books completed, and I feel like now that I've done, I feel like I've kind of gone into total hibernation, which was not necessarily the plan, but I guess things happen. But anyway, guys, thank you as always for listening, and again, thank you to the people who came out to the library this past weekend for my talk about the books and the process where they're in. Have a wonderful time. Spring is here, so enjoy the wonderful weather. Some Bond things are going to start happening, and I will see you all very soon. I will try my best. When I get the game, I'm definitely going to be back to review the game when I finally get a chance to play it. So anyway, I will talk to you then. Have a wonderful springtime and keep living like James Bond.